Hi, my name is Brandon, but you can call me Big Z. And this year I'm back again with a last minute Oscar prediction. I did it last year, last minute, and I did it this year. I'm going to do it this year, last minute, for the hell of it. So I've seen almost all the films, except for some of the documentaries and the foreign films, which are still pretty tough to get right now because they're not playing anywhere around me, and they aren't yet available for streaming anywhere. So I just kind of, nothing I can really do about that. But I'll give, for all the ones I have seen, I'll give, who I think will win and who I would have picked if I could vote. So, start off, instead of the Oscars, start off with the biggest ones. Because honestly, I don't know how many people are going to watch this whole video. But for Best Picture, there's like five I wouldn't mind if any of those five won. And that'd be, Dunkirk, Get Out, Lady Bird, Shape of Water, and Three Billboards. Like, if any of those win, I'd be happy. But I would personally vote for The Shape of Water. Out of these films, it was my favorite of the year. And I think it has a chance because it is the most movie-ish of them all, I think. Because, you can tell Guillermo del Toro has such a love of film, and you can really feel that in this movie. And I think that the voters may vote for that. But for who I think will probably win, I'm still going to go for Three Billboards. And it's done really well. It's won a lot of the awards. Nice. I know there's still some stuff going on with about how the movie's kind of racist, and none of them really get called out on it. But I really think that it has a good chance of winning. And on the off chance, I think that, Get Out could possibly be the dark horse in, no pun intended, in this category. Because, if people want to see, they're progressive and also kind of hip, they might vote for it. And honestly, it's a really good film. It's surprising, the movie actually came out before last year's Oscars, but it has the staying power to potentially be in the runnings. And, I would love it if it won, but I just don't think it will. And Lady Bird is another one that I absolutely loved, and that would probably be my second choice for who I would like to win, but I really don't think it quite has enough to win. But, that's the Best Picture. For the directing Oscar, again, for most of them, I wouldn't mind if any of them won, but I really don't think that Paul Thomas Anderson deserves it for Phantom Thread. He's done other better movies before, and I don't think this movie deserves a directing award. It wasn't even that specially directed. There's nothing that special about it. And I really think that Guillermo del Toro should win and will win. But I think that's kind of the most interesting direction in the movie. There's so many great shots in the film. And, of course, he's won most of the awards leading up to this. So I think he will probably win. But, I don't know if he's a lock. But I think it's pretty close, as close as you can get. Again, Jordan Peele could be a potential, a person that come up and people vote for. And honestly, I would love Greta Gerwig to get it. But, she is kind of the first, this is their first movie. Same thing with Jordan Peele, with his first movie. And, and Christopher Nolan could get it, but again, I think that it's not his best film, so I don't know if he deserves it for this. But I think Greta Gerwig is probably the runner-up, for me, for both for what I think and what might be for the Oscar, just because that, there's the kind of that thing where, almost no female director has been nominated, let alone win. And so, they could be that, they could blowback for that. They could, vote her in instead. And she deserved it. It was an excellently directed movie. But I think I would go with Guillermo del Toro. For actress in a leading role, I wouldn't mind if these people win, anyone won. But again, I think Meryl Streep should not win for this. Because, she's nominated every year. And her role in this, she did well. She's never a bad actress. But it wasn't anything special in the post. But any of the other four, I'd be happy with winning. But I would personally pick Saoirse Ronan because she really lost herself in that role. And I think she played that, that high schooler questioning her identity so well, and it's really perfectly. And I mean, like she like looked like her skin looked even different. I don't know if they no makeup or what, but like she really inhabited that role and did really well. But I think, of course, probably the person that's going to win is Frances McDormand for Three Billboards. I mean, she's won all of them. And I mean, yeah, she was really good in the movie, but it's just kind of so yelly and over the top that I don't know if it deserves the Oscar, but I think she's probably going to get it. And for me, the runner-up in both the who might actually win and who possibly should win is Margot Robbie for I, Tonya. And I thought, she was really good in this movie, especially like the most accurately scene is, her in front of the mirror at the Olympics when she's getting her face ready and she's like freaking out about it. Like that is such an amazing scene. And that almost like deserves an Oscar for me, but I think that some of the other ones maybe a little bit better, and I don't know if she had how much of a chance she has, but it's a possibility. For Best Actor in a Leading Role, I think Gary Oldman will win and probably should win. I know it's kind of like most kind of thing that throw him in a fat suit and act goofy, and you'll win an Oscar, and it is the most probably Oscar baity of all of the movies. But I mean, he did amazing at it. I loved him in Darkest Hour, and I think he deserves it. I mean, for the other ones, I really don't know if anyone else deserves it. Then everyone else has that big of a role. I know the person that especially doesn't deserve it is Denzel Washington. Like, it's so odd that he's even up there, just because Roman J. Israel was not a good movie. I mean, it was a pretty bad movie, and I mean, no one hardly ever talked about it at all. He's just up there because he's Denzel Washington, I guess. I mean, he was good in the role, but the actual movie was bad, so it's just kind of odd. And I mean, for who else has a chance? I think Timothée Chalamet might have a chance, but I personally wouldn't put him up there. And Daniel Kaluuya actually has a pretty strong chance, I think. Because, I mean, like, I don't think Daniel Day-Lewis deserves it. Again, I mean, he's fine in it, but he's done so much better. There's nothing that impressive in this role. But I mean, Daniel Kaluuya has, again, I mean, I could see Get Out winning multiple awards, like being the surprise winner in multiple awards. But, I'm not sure about that. For actress in a supporting role, I think everyone knows that Allison Janney for I, Tonya is going to win. And, she should win because she, as the mom of Tonya Harding, she was insane and really good, too. But, I mean, the other one that is more actorly, you could say, is, Laurie Metcalf as in Lady Bird. Because, I mean, she was really good, and she was another kind of unlikable mom. And she had, her best scene was probably when, towards the end when she's driving around the airport. And I mean, that is a beautiful scene and incredibly well acted. And I mean, I think, she maybe deserves a little more than Allison Janney. But Allison Janney is kind of like such a wacky performance. But I think everyone knows that she's going to win. I mean, for the others, I don't know. I mean, they're all fine, but I think it's between those two, definitely. For actor in a supporting role, they're all good, except the only one that I don't think really deserves to be there is Christopher Plummer for All the Money in the World. And I mean, he was good in that role, but I think that was just kind of an odd situation, the whole thing. So they said, throw him a nomination. And I don't think he has any chance of winning. I think that the person that I would probably pick would be Richard Jenkins for The Shape of Water. I really liked his character, and he was really great in the movie. But I think who will probably win will be Sam Rockwell. And that's probably my second choice. And, he is really good. The only thing that's possibly some blowback, because he's such a racist in the film, and he doesn't really get much of a comeuppance. But I don't know. I think he did really good in the role. And his mom was the mom from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So, I mean, they'll go. I think he will probably win. For original screenplay, I think that this is Get Out's strongest chance of winning. And I think it probably should win, because it is such an original screenplay. I mean, it's so different. The idea of it is so unique. and so interesting. And there's so many great parts of the screenplay that I think it deserves a win, and I think it probably will win. I mean, personally, my second would between Lady Bird and The Big Sick, and both of them are really good, but both of them at the same time are kind of one more than the other. They're kind of based on the writer's own life events, and that it made lessons a little bit because Get Out is so original. And for The Shape of Water, I love it. At the same time, the screenplay is relatively basic. The general idea of the film is a little basic. And Three Billboards, I think that's probably might be the runner up for who they would vote for. I thought the screenplay for it was fine. I really think that Get Out should and will win for this. For adapted screenplay, I would personally vote for Logan, but I thought it's one of the better superhero screenplays we've had, and I would love to see it go home with something. I mean, even that horrible Suicide Squad is an Oscar winner because of makeup, so I think it deserves something. But I think probably the person that'll go home with it is the film that'll go home with it is Call Me by Your Name. And my second choice, and probably their second choice of winning, would be Molly's Game. And I think it has a chance, it's Sorkin, but I think Call Me by Your Name will probably win. It's too bad. I would love to see Logan win, but I doubt it will. For animated feature, it's pretty simple. Coco is going to win, and it should win. And I mean, I can't believe that Boss Baby is an Oscar-nominated movie. But I mean, whatever. I guess they didn't want to honor any animes released this year, so they put that in instead. But yeah, Coco is going to win. For documentary, I can really go on what people have said about ones and the trailers I've seen. But, Faces, Places is the one that I most want to see. And I think that might win. The same thing goes for foreign language film. If you have to go on trailers, what people have said about it. But I go with A Fantastic Woman. For original score, I would go with The Shape of Water. I think it's a beautiful score. And I think that it should win and it will win. But, I mean, Dunkirk, I think, is a possibility. I love that the score throughout the film with, the clock ticking was really interesting. And I think it's probably between those two. And for original song, I think that probably will be This Is Me from The Greatest Showman. And it is a good song. And, I mean, they might say that the critics kind of hated the movie, and I didn't really like it. But I think, the fans absolutely love the movie. So maybe a little bit trying to say, oh, we hear you. You like this one, so yeah, we'll give it to that. And it's a good song. And I think for ones that Remember Me from Coco has a chance. I mean, they're all good songs, but I think that it'll probably be This Is Me. For sound editing, I really think that Baby Driver should win for this. And I think it will win. But again, Blade Runner might, I might throw it, but that's a really good movie too with the sound mixing. And there's a chance for this, and really for all of the technical awards. I wouldn't be surprised if The Shape of Water took all of them. Even if ones that may not deserve, I think Shape of Water could, go home with all the technical awards. But personally, the editing for Baby Driver, with all the sound linking to the actions on the screen, is just amazing. It's perfection. And, I hope that they honor it, but we'll see. For sound mixing, you could also go Baby Driver. But I think for the mixing, maybe it might lean more to Blade Runner. The sound is incredible in the movie, and I think I might go with that for both winning and should winning. But again, Dunkirk is great, and I wouldn't be surprised if Shape of Water gets all these. For makeup and hairstyling, I'm actually pretty surprised they only nominated 3 movies. And I think this would be a great spot for Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, it had excellent makeup. And, Shape of Water also having most of the things for the fish god is makeup. And it's odd that it's not up for it. The only ones up for Darkest Hour, Victoria, and Abdul, and Wonder. And of course, Darkest Hour and Wonder both have great, facial prosthetics. And they look really good. But Victoria and Abdul is just for, actual makeup, not, it's just hairstyling, I think you could say for that. But, it's odd that they don't have, Shape of Water, I could see winning this. But yeah, from these three especially, Darkest Hour is definitely going to win and should win. For costume design, I really think, yeah, this is the one that Phantom Thread should win. Because no matter what you had to say about the movie, all the dresses and everything in it were beautiful. And I think that it should and will win. For cinematography, it has to go to Blade Runner. It's probably one of the most beautiful films of the year, and that the cinematographer for that movie really deserves it. He's been kind of snubbed throughout his career, so he really deserves this one. For production design, I'd again go with Blade Runner personally, but I think Shape of Water will win this one. And again, like I said, Shape of Water might go home with almost all the technical awards. For film editing, I would again go with Baby Driver, just because, again, same with the sound editing. How everything was cut together. It was so perfect. Like all the, linking everything, all the scenes. I mean, it's phenomenal. Like no one that does the editing quite like him. Like it is so original. But again, I think that it'll probably go to Shape of Water. And, it's good, but I mean, there's nothing that special about the editing of Shape of Water. I just think that probably all the technical awards might go to it. For visual effects, I think that it should and probably will go to Blade Runner 2049. And I mean, the visual effects in the movie, there's so many different ones. They're so amazing. Like the use of miniatures and the use of different, like, completely CG characters and just the cityscape. I think it really deserves a win. And I mean, my second choice will probably be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, but I kind of doubt that they'll go with it. And Kong is just kind of odd that Kong is even up there. But, I mean, War for Planet of the Apes is the other one that could win. And that has some amazing CGI with all the characters. And I wouldn't mind if that beat 20 Blade Runner. But either of them would be great. For the short subjects, I haven't even really heard anything about them. Like, I can't even say if I vote from seeing the trailer. But, just for guessing who I guessing might win, I guessed Heroine, the Silent Child, and Negative Space, and that's all of them. I look forward to watching the Oscars tomorrow night, and it'll be interesting to see what they actually do, and whether Shape of Water will get almost all the awards or not. And what they'll have to say about all of the shenanigans that's happened this past year. And it's the end of the award season, and I still haven't gotten around to do my favorite movies of 2017. But my list is pretty good right now. I'm just trying to watch all the movies again multiple times, and as I watch them multiple times, their positions are changing, and I hope that. To do too. I want to do something that maybe if I have them all on hand, like on the Blu-rays. So I'm looking to watch them all again, like see them all at least like 2 times, maybe some 3 or 4 times, so I can really determine what my favorite movie of the year was. So look for that one probably in the next month. And thanks for watching, and check out other video playlists on my head or subscribe to me over here. Thanks.